And that's the place where I think we have jumped the shark, in that people will not, we lump people, and therefore if you are lumped in, there's no leeway that you agree with anything that you agree with. And that's where I think as a country we have just gone, and I really don't think we're going to come back from it. And so each time we have a 4 years, I think we're going to see this. Now my prayer is that I'm proven wrong. But I'm like, oh no. I mean, when we just walked down our street, there was you know how the kids do chalk? When this all started, the little children would go out and they do flowers and they'd say, you know, have a nice day and that kind of thing. Well, it has morphed. And a few days ago when I was out walking, somebody said, love one another. And it made me smile when I saw it. Okay. A few feet ahead, there was this diatribe about one of the candidates. And then a few feet ahead of that, there was just as much ugly for the other. And I said, how could loving one another just change that much in a few feet?
Sad. And it did.
And it did. It did.
As it's been said before, it goes to show, especially, I don't know. I guess Corona was the Pandora's box, so to say, because whatever was hidden really came about, and a lot of it were shocked about what came about. A lot of it, some of it were not shocked about. And then you have on the other side, it's like, see, I knew there was something about. Okay, the proof. There's the proof right there. You can't hide that right now.
No,
no matter how much you try, you can't hide that.
In the box, it didn't go back into the box.
It's so weird.
You sure it did.
Really strange.
That breaks my heart.
When I think about it, I always think that it started when we elected Trump. I always say that, but I can't blame him per se. It's because he's just a figurehead for what it stood for. And when you were saying you were married to a white man, I too was married to a white man, but my husband was from England and he left me soon after the Trump was elected. He was another, like his friends were pro-Trump over in England even. I lost a friend of 41 years over Trump. 41 years.
Wow.
She, was a Tea Partier and very pro-Republican, and I'm not. And so, Genisha's here, late, but she's here. Hello, I really kept talking, right? Hey, Genisha. I'm glad that she showed up. But it's funny. Genisha, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay.
It took me a minute to figure it out. Well, a little longer than, but
I'm glad you're here, Genisha. We were just sitting here running our mouths and just running. I just happened to look over and saw you there. So I'm like, hey. So Genisha, I'm so glad you're here.
I don't see whatever, and then something said look for a link, and I don't know.
There you are. I see you down there now. I can see you. Hi, Genisha.
Yeah, my apartment is dark, so.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm so glad you made it here to be with us tonight. We're kind of late in our talk tonight, but tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, my name is Genisha. I don't do much. I dream a lot. I am a huge dreamer. I've been dreaming since I was little about everything. And for a long time, I heard people say, well, you should write and you should sing and you should do this and you should do that. However, my atmosphere where I was growing up didn't really encourage me to believe I was anything greater than someone who and clean up after people or just be told what to do. I was never really encouraged to have my own thoughts said or whatever. So I didn't do anything with it. And then I really made a poor attempt at publishing my first book in 2011 because I wanted the dreams to stop. And I figured if I did something, they would stop. And it just kept nagging me. And I said, I'll do a rewrite. And I said that for 7 years or so until I met Tammy. And then I finally ran into someone who
Love her. Yeah.
would no longer run anymore from anything. And I am stuck to everything that comes out of my mouth. So because of her and her awesome, annoying, loving stuff, I have published more than I've ever thought, and I have attended more events. I am speaking more. I'm not so quiet, which my family probably is like, oh my God, who told her to open her mouth? Like quiet. What happened? And I am finding the confidence and the courage I need to realize that I am more than what I thought. So, and my sons are amazing too. So they're very, very encouraging guys.
Oh, great.
Beautiful.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
I am originally born and raised in New York City, and then my family moved to Georgia, which I really wished we never did.
Oh, wow.
And now a resident of Memphis. Under the instructions of God, having no clue. I feel like Abraham at this point. I really get how he must have felt when God was like, leave your family and go. He's like, you say go, you're not going to give me a destiny. All you see. Cool. I was wanting to go somewhere anyway. So yeah.
Oh, that's so glad you're here. I really am. And I can tell there's something about your spirit. I can just feel something good coming out of your spirit.
Oh, well, I am getting ready for tomorrow. My book launches tomorrow. I have
Congratulations.
That's what it is. I can feel it, the essence of it. I can feel that.
Running, and I promise you, 2 years ago, if you told me that I would have this many books, and I don't know the number, so that's why I said this many, and I would second launch and stuff, I just would have been like, okay, whatever. I am nervous because it's my first paid event for people to.
Wow. Okay.
I usually do free, and I've been taught that I can't always be free.
Do you want to do a shout on this? I might upload this to the group. I'm just saying, I mean, you know.
Sure. I didn't know if I could because I remember, it was an accident when I did it, but I tried to post something. I was sharing the post and I accidentally hit the Black Women Promote and it got rejected. So I didn't know if I was doing something wrong.
Girl, tell us right now. Put the link in. I'm an admin. I'm just saying, I'm posting this to the group. Share so we can help. I want to help.
I am putting
Put the link in chat. Can you do that for us? I will make sure we share that, Genisha.
As soon as I figure out what chat is, and as much as I've been in Zoom,
on your screen, go to the 3 buttons. What kind of phone do you have?
Yeah.
I found it. Yeah, okay. I zoomed.
There it is. I got it. I see it. Right. Okay. Good.
So yeah, I'm thoroughly excited. I am trusting God for everything because when I tell you Murphy's Law, is even Murphy. Well, it's not that I don't believe in Murphy's Law. I believe God's law overrides anybody else's. So I don't pay attention to Murphy's Law. But when he said if it could go wrong, it will. He and God might have been on the same page on that one. From God's mouth, actually.
Wow.
Because when I tell you, it's just been crazy. I try to fix one thing and something else falls apart. And then I try to say, okay, well, it's not all bad. We can do something else. Something else falls apart. Like, I was like, all right, okay, I'm not going to panic. I can do this. And then my computers crash. And I was like, no, we're not going to panic. I can do this. Nothing goes wrong. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm getting closer to a panic here, God. I really, I don't have any other options or stuff. So I'm just trusting God for everything because I have no clue at all. I have done everything I know how to do. I'm just like, okay, because
I think you're on the precipice of something. I do. I don't know why. Bye.
So, because I'm just like, okay, Lord, you don't want me to go to work because it doesn't sound right, but and it's fine, but I need money because, when you live in an apartment, they kind of need the money. You live in there, and then the light people want to get paid, those people, and then it would be nice to have groceries every once in a while. I don't have to eat every day, but, every once in a while, it'd be cool.
Janisha, as just a lead-in, is there anything you can tell us about your book while we're here to inspire people to go over there to Eventbrite and purchase it?
I talked about my favorite book earlier today, one of my favorites, and it's called Always Open, Breakfast, Lunch, Dinner, Anytime. It's about a college student who had been adopted by her grandparents because her parents decided to just walk away. And I'm going to actually go back to that book and make it longer because the backstory is not there. Where you come in is where she has come home after graduating, and she finds out her grandmother had passed, but her grandfather was too stubborn to tell her. So she named the restaurant, or she was building the restaurant using the things that her grandma had taught her. To help small towns, people in small towns have income and have a hope and not struggle so that they can have what they needed. And she wanted it to start it in her hometown, but she had to use it in where she was to keep going to school. And word of mouth took her around the world. And by the time she got home, her grandma had passed. So she was building the restaurant at home, and we come in when they passed the restaurant on the way to the house, and her grandpa is just complaining because he's this old, grumpy, really cute guy. All these old big city people coming down here to take over our little town and take all our money and stuff. And she was like, but grandpa, he could really give us the jobs we need. It really could help us out, whatever. That don't make any sense. We don't need no new nothing. We're fine just the way we are. So he's just complaining and grumpy all the way home. And then she doesn't tell him it's her restaurant right away because it just doesn't seem like a good idea. But as time goes on, he even gets sicker and ends up in a hospital. And her ex-boyfriend comes down to the opening, like slightly before the opening, to apologize for being a jerk. And she runs into her old best friend and they connect. And it's just a really good story about pushing past even when you can't do what you want to do, or you lose the people you're fighting for, you still can find hope in it. That town is the only restaurant that has direct recipes from her grandmother's recipe list. The others may have like similar whatever, but this town you can get exactly the way grandma did it. And she did that on purpose because she wanted to have it where it honored her grandma. And then her name was added to the restaurant, and her and her grandpa's pictures are hanging up in the restaurant so people can know where it all started. And the story of how they took care of her and raised her and stuff. So it's a really cool story. I will even go as far as to say she did make up with her ex. They worked out their stuff. So I cut it off before you know if they get any closer or not. So I may go back and expound on that some. I really feel like they're gonna get married, though. I don't know. They haven't told me, so I will wait for them.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's just a really, I like that story. It just really made me feel good
Beautiful.
to write that. And it could have come from my desire to take care of my grandmother when I was young. And I just was never financially able to do what I wanted to do for her. So
I wanted to say, as you were speaking about your books and your creative talents, I was thinking about I feel like we in this group, we're going to all be able to help each other. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. So my daughter is starting a venture. It's a long story, but where she promotes books, and she's got followers. It's a long story, but I want to connect you to her because you're a Black author, and she promotes Black authors. And so I'm glad to be here to connect you to that, because she's rising and maybe she can help you rise. So don't make me cry. So anyway.